I've come from a road of being nonverbal and be unable to communicate to a person that I am now created this pathway of communicating with other individuals. And if it works for me, I can find ways to tweak that for other individuals. I educate and help individuals find ways to compensate. That means finding ways to finding tools to manage their thinking process and understand that there's a psychological dynamic of understanding and appreciating what you can do, not so much what you can't.
Once you meet RV and his lovely wife, Marlene, you just don't forget them. They're just charming, kind people. And they, in my role at Arts Access, they were just always willing to do anything I needed. If I needed a speaker on a panel, or I needed somebody to talk about, the writing life from a disabled perspective, RV was always there and willing to give his time and his energy and drive from Winston-Salem to Raleigh at the drop of a hat. He and Marlene would just drive over to attend our events, to help out in things when I asked them. And I found him very committed. I found him very passionate. He's also just charming, and people gravitate to his really positive, joyful energy in his advocacy work.
We met when we offered a systems and personal self-advocacy class by a national group. And I was so struck by RV's questions and comments that day, and I saw how deeply he understood human nature, and I was just really impressed by that. So I kind of sought him out for some conversations, and since then he and his wife Marlene have been part of things going on at Green Tree for all these years.
There's many individuals who come to Green Tree who feel disconnected, they feel unappreciated, they feel where do I fit in all of this? And I tell them my story. But as I tell them my story, I listen to theirs. And I say, wow, that's really cool, you can do that. I can't even do that. I mean, that's just amazing. And their face goes, wow, really? Really? And I said, yeah. And I'll tell them a story. I said, listen, let me tell you a story. I said, I struggle with a lot of this, and I'm just happy that I can get the words out now. And he goes, oh man, that made me feel so much better. So I like the idea of changing roles and showing avenues of things that they might be able to do, and that we all have something that makes us feel verklempt. And that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good because I make them happy, but it also makes me feel good that I can learn something from them.
It's amazing how many people are trying to learn how to do this masking thing so that they can operate more typically in our culture when they have to rise to certain occasions. That he really does describe this well, and how he learned about masking was when he took a drama class in high school, and he realized that he could actually kind of adopt a different persona to help him function in certain circumstances. And I think that's remarkable. And so when he says he's basically acting, that's what he's talking about. But that's how important it is to him to be integrated and to be helpful in the community around him.
If you spend time with RV and you're in different environments and settings, RV is super attuned to the energy in the room, is one way to describe it. He has other names for it, but he can really pick up and sense both individuals and the energy among a group. When RV comes into a room, he might not be comfortable with a huge crowd of people, but you'll often look over and he's connected with one person, or he's having a long conversation with an individual. I also saw him talk to a lot of young people, but he has a really unique ability to read people.
We'd be in a store, and he would walk up to an employee at the store, and he would say, "Are you all right?" No, he wouldn't say, "Oh, you're all right," because he doesn't know. He would say, "How are you today?" Because he knows that person is very either upset or something. He can hear it.
Yeah.
And so here, needless to say, I cannot hide anything from him.
Yeah,
okay? Yeah. No one, as a matter of fact, can hide anything from him.
He's just a delightful person. And when you say leader, I can't think of a better. Leader means people follow. RV is a leader. People want to be around RV and they want to listen to him, and he impacts people and he changes things.
Well, I think leadership often involves calculated risk taking and a good engagement skills and a lot of adaptability. And I see all three of those in RV. And he has to take a risk when he engages in so many different things as he does, because these things are that important. His values have put him in a position where he constantly has to weigh, okay, how much energy can I put into this and this and this? But there's so many things that are important to him. That's leadership to me.
The work I do is good, and about me, it's okay. But what's really great here is that it's highlighting those individuals who have profited from what I've tried to express to them. How they've been able to feel more incorporated in certain things, that they've been able to say, oh yeah, I can do this, yeah, I can do that. And they feel at home, and working at Green Tree and helping out at Green Tree and other organizations, I feel inspired that the time that I grew up in the 1960s, where you have to fit in, you have to manage the rules of being neurotypical, which we were not, gives me a feeling of positivity and hope that there is, feeling that things are going to keep progressing.